So, hey, and welcome to that quick tutorial on how to get the audit logs from a premium version of GitLab deployed to Kubernetes. So why we're doing that is because I have a customer request, and that's a very valid request because into our documentation we're stating how to retrieve the audit JSON log. And how you can do that on a Linux package installation. So when you're using the Omnibus package or official ones, or even if you're self-compiling, there's just simply a log file which you can set up to forward to your normal logging system, whatever that might be. So however, when you're deploying to Kubernetes, it's not clear how you can achieve that. And therefore, I just want to walk you very quickly through my setup. And my setup is straightforward. So that means I just use the GitLab Helm chart, which contains all the components, right? For production, you will have more a cloud native hybrid setup. This is what we're running on gitlab.com as well. So that means that the components which are holding persistence, so for example, Redis or Gitly itself, that will not be deployed in Kubernetes, but for test setups, that's a very good and easy version to do that. And the web service where we will focus on, because this is the one creating the audit log events, this is like a scalable component which will be deployed in Kubernetes, even into a cloud native hybrid setup. So therefore, it's applicable. So just to show you how I installed GitLab, very easy. This is all I did. Then you can retrieve the root password with this command, because it's stored in a secret. And as you know, like Kubernetes secrets are basically just like base 64 coded, so you can retrieve that. So what you need to do in addition is when you deploy that, depending on the cloud provider of your choice, the chart will deploy an ingress controller. And this ingress controller will get an external IP. So what I've done is I went to my domain, which is .gitops.art, and I set up a wildcard to forward to this IP address, and then the ingress controller will handle accordingly. As you see, there's Cert Manager deployed as well, so we will have a nice certificate issued, so you will not get a certificate warning when you're using that. So let's first of all have a look at our GitLab instance. So, and I can just do that like this, for example. Then you'll see kind of the ingresses which are created, and you see there is gitlab.gitops.art. And I'm just going here to gitlab.gitops.art, and you see there's a certificate, and I am already logged on here. So let's see how we can retrieve the audit log for audit events in here. For the sake of easiness, I just deployed all the pods to the default namespace. So you will have a separate namespace most likely for your applications where they get deployed. But you see here that all the pods from GitLab, so Gitly, Redis, like I said, self-contained, are deployed in the default namespace. So let's have a look. What we want to look at is the web service here. You see that we're kind of like running two instances, so due to redundancy, that makes a lot of sense. So it enables scalability, and like if you upgrading, you will always have a web service available in here. So what we want to do is we want to have a look at the logs of this web services, which will contain this audit log. And what I'm doing is, you can see that I'm following the logs of a web service. It has multiple containers, so we're specifying the container web service and grabbing the audit JSON log here. So let's do that for now. Okay, there was something, and I'm going to do that for the second pod as well. So it seems that this is not handling our traffic, but oh yeah, so we see, so this seems to be handling our traffic right now. And this is kind of the audit log. So we grab for that, and you see that there is a message created. It's a Verity info, and it basically just said like, okay, root logged on. So this is kind of an audit event. So we logged on with root in here. So this is what we want to follow on. The good thing is here, so from now on, you see this is just a log message which gets outputted to the standard out. So you can, whatever log system you're using, if it's like Fluentbed or Fluentd, you can very easily set up a config map and just forward that from the web service deployment which you're having. So just to show you. So very flexible approach, whatever you're using. So you see here's kind of our deployment. Just for me, very easily, what I've done just to wrap that up to show you the logs are really easy to forward to any kind of log system. So I deployed GitLab to a Google Kubernetes cluster here, and therefore I'm just like using Fluentbit to forward the logs to my Google Log Explorer, but it can be Logstash, it can be Elasticsearch, whatever you're using. And I just like search a message, and don't worry about the timestamp right now because this is a message from yesterday. I just opened the log stream here, and you see that basically you can then set up your filtering to kind of like show all the audit JSON logs, and this was an administrator log on here as well. Thanks for watching, and thanks very much to my colleague Mitch, which pointed me towards the pod which generating the logs here. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I'm looking forward to your feedback and if that's helpful for you in this case.